PCHtv.
Welcome to our first annual outdoors episode. I'm Matthew Stephen Greenbaum.
And I'm Brendan Hines. On this episode of PCHtv, we cover the Robotics Club, the Chess Club, and take a sneak peek at art and look at the varsity dance team. But first, let's look at football and their state championship game.
Central went into the Show Me Bowl with a record of 13-1, playing against Lee Summits West for the state title on November 30th at the Edward Jones Dome.
Despite the cold weather, heat was a problem inside the dome.
Heat was a real problem because we've been used to practicing in like 30-degree weather. Hopping in the 7-degree dome is it's a lot more, a lot of dehydration and stuff, you know, a lot of cramps and that happening.
Another challenge was the size of the other team.
I think one of the biggest ones was their roster size and the fact they had 100 more players than us, so you know they always had fresh legs on the field. We had a lot of two-way starters, so it's tiring.
Even with all the obstacles, it was still an experience for the team.
It was a great experience. It was one that I'll never forget. Just playing on the same field as the Rams players do, it's pretty awesome.
Other players agree.
Is just being on the field, knowing that all the Rams players and professional players play there, and it was kind of a surreal experience knowing that you stepped where they stepped.
Even though Central was defeated, the state game is one that they'll never forget.
For PCHtv, I'm Piper Rother.
That sure sounded like an interesting game.
Wait, Matthew, you didn't go?
Nope, I was too busy at home practicing chess.
Oh, the game?
Nope, the musical! In its first year, Chess Club has already made an impression.
A new club this year, the Chess Club has already begun to compete.
There's like two types of competitions. You can go to like adult tournaments where you can win money, or you could go to like high school tournaments where you can just win trophies and stuff.
Rather than starting out slow, the PCH Chess Club has jumped right in.
We've gone to one team competition, and some Fridays we go to a competition in the city. It's called a Friday Quad. It's an individual competition where you play for money.
Although winning is fun, the thrill of victory isn't the only incentive to compete.
Yeah, actually, I went to one like 2 weeks ago, and you gotta get like a membership or something, and I actually won $13, so that was really fun.
Although money is always nice, that is not the only reason to play. For some people, chess is a way to help sharpen the mind.
It's a fun game. It's fun to play with your friends. It's a good mental challenge.
For others, chess is a good way to pass the time while waiting for a spring sport.
It was just cool. It was something to do before soccer, and it's still fun. It's a fun game.
The Chess Club meets on Mondays after school in Mr. Kelty's room. For PCHtv, this is Ryan Arthur.
Wow, they sure take chess seriously.
I wish you took this seriously.
It's time for Man on the Street.
Royals.
Holy Grail. Blurred Lines.
Wrecking Ball.
More Blurred Lines. We Can't Stop. Wrecking Ball.
Wrecking Ball.
Lines. Blurred Lines. Roar.
TK.
Blurred lines.
Roar.
Hold on, we're coming home. Stairway to Heaven.
What do you think is the most overplayed song of the year, Matthew?
Oh, I don't listen to the radio. I sing to myself in the car. Found a peanut, found a peanut, found a peanut last night.
Speaking of the arts, the art department is preparing for their annual art show.
The art show is coming up on Tuesday, December 17th. As students prepare, some tell us how they make their masterpieces.
You can do it different ways. We use Photoshop a lot, and we also go into the black room, and there's different steps that you gotta go through to get them. Like you gotta go through the developer, then stop bath, fixer, and then do the water washing.
Some work is more hands-on.
So you gotta make the clay into a circle or whatever, and then you gotta put it on the wheel directly in the center. And then you put a little water on it so it won't be so hard. And then you gotta center it. It'll spin around a couple of times, get it in the center. And then once it's centered, you have to bring it up and bring it back down. And then when it's centered, you make a hole and you bring it up. You press your fingers in the inside, and then you take your sponge on the outside, and then you bring it up.
While some teachers assign certain projects, AP Art has more freedom.
We do a lot of projects where we kind of get to go on our own and decide what we want to do. So like a lot of drawing and painting and stuff like that.
Every student gets a piece in the art show, and some of the teachers choose the work that goes in.
Well, she picks the best from all of her classes, and everyone gets a piece in the art show. And I know AP Studio, we get our own little section, so that's cool.
For PCHtv, I'm Piper Rother.
You know, Matthew, I've always had dreams of being an artist. In fact, I brought a piece with me today.
Let's see it, Brendan.
1 second.
Is that Cran?
I spent a lot of time on this.
Someone else who has spent a lot of time on projects is the Robotics Club. The Robotics team is a hard-working group of individuals who care about their projects on a personal level.
I'd say it's like a human. You have to have like the brain of the robot, and then you have to have all the electricals, and you can add in the parts that you want, but you can really build anything you really want.
Thanks to their commitment, their sponsors have faith in this team.
My expectations are actually really high for what the students can do. It's a small team, but it's a dedicated team, and with their work ethic and their level of intelligence, I think they can accomplish a lot of great things.
They are working to recover after a difficult season last year.
We have a lot of members. At the beginning, we had about 20, and then slowly it dwindled to about like 5 members.
The team wants to see a long-term improvement in their standings.
Well, the goal is to do better at the competition than we did last year, and also start building up a stronger team that will help last through the years after us.
Still, the team is about more than hard work.
Hoping that they get a taste of that, maybe, open their eyes to something that interests them that they didn't know about. And I think more than anything else, I just want the kids to learn something and to have fun while they do.
And the group allows the kids to use their talents in new ways.
So it's kind of an interesting use of my skills to build a robot that will actually do things and move.
The robotics team hopes to spread this knowledge to others as well.
For one thing, we're always looking for more people.
If you're watching this interview, you should join the Robotics Club.
They can join up till like January 4th, essentially, so if anyone's still interested.
Join robotics and buy soda.
With PCHtv, I'm Matthew Stephen Greenbaum.
Don't you think it'd be free if they made people that were robots? Oh, wait.
What was that?
Let's look at varsity dance team and their reaction to their previous competition.
After performing in the Limburg Invitational, the girls' dance team is ready to use their critiques to improve their routines.
The judges, for the most part, said that all of our technique was really good and we were really good being together, but our energy just wasn't high enough and we weren't smiling enough, and just our overall energy needs to be a lot higher.
In POM competition, the team placed 6th out of 8 teams and was within 1 point of 4th and 5th spots. 2 of the 3 judges rated the girls higher than the 2nd place team.
It's really intense and it's really competitive also, the teams that go. A lot of the teams we compete against practice 6 days a week, have personal trainers, so since we are only practicing 3 days a week, we need to work really hard.
Most people recognize the dance team from halftime and timeouts during athletic events. According to senior captain Kendall Fitter, the pressure in competitions makes the experience much different.
It's a lot more nerve-wracking, knowing that everybody there is definitely focused on what we're doing, as opposed to when we're at a basketball game, we're just oh, the crowd is here to see us have some fun, They're not critiquing us.
While many schools have dance studios, Central's dance squad practices right here in the lower commons, making the performance adjustment that much greater.
It's actually really tough, and it's something we worked a lot on. But sometimes, we get the gym in the morning for morning practices, and so we can use the floor then to mark. But we just have to try our best.
The performance process is much more challenging than many people in the audience realize.
I think people definitely don't see how hard we work. It's really hard. They only see us during halftime, and we spend a lot of time making sure we're fit, stretched, really making sure we put on a good performance for people.
For PCHtv, I'm Nathan Colton.
They seem set on learning from their mistakes, Matthew. Do you learn from yours?
Ha! That would require me to make mistakes.
Guess we can't all be as perfect as you. Seeing as that it's your last episode of PCHtv, we're going to play the slideshow of all the excellent work you've done.
When does it start?
You must have blinked. We'll play it again. Oh. Nevertheless, it's been great working with you.
For the last time, I'm Ron Burgundy.
And I'm Brendan Hines. Have a good one, Parkway Central.
But only one.